Hey y'all, it's Shelby and welcome back to my channel. So I can't even apologize because I've been away for so long, but as you can see from the title, I'm going to be finally talking about something that I've been holding off on talking about, which is dealing with loneliness and not really having friends. So if you want to know about my story, then please keep watching. First, I'm going to start off just by saying, like, this isn't a sob story or anything. This is just my personal experience that I've had with, like, just being kind of lonely in my life. So I just want to start off, like, from the beginning, basically. So I've grown up in a Christian household, and I love Jesus. And basically, I didn't start feeling really alone until my private school closed. I went to FCA, Faith Christian Academy, until 4th grade when it closed, and it's connected to my church, so that's another reason why they closed. But 5th grade, I finally went to public school for the first time in my life, and it was definitely a shock. Like, I was never like bullied or anything, but like I actually remember the first time someone asked me, like, do you cuss? And I, knowing I didn't cuss, but I'm like, yeah. And yeah, so that was kind of the start of it. But I've never been like unpopular, and I say that in the most humblest way possible. Like, I've always had friends, but things I didn't really notice how lonely I was until high school. So fast forward, middle school, I was cool. I went to not a rough middle school, but black people held their ground. You know, the typical, wasn't like a white high school or nothing, but I can say that back then I was like somewhat of a pushover. Like, I'm just a nice person, so I don't want to, like, get on anybody's bad side, But it was not like no real drama for real. But fast forward, I'm just trying to make sure like the video is not too long for you guys. High school. I feel like high school is when I really noticed loneliness, because it became so clicked up. You guys know how high school is. Everybody had their group, and essentially I had my group once I was in high school. It was my friends, I can name them, like, hopefully maybe if they watch the video, but my friend Carly, my friend Kyla at the time, Nick, Jordan, Ernie, and yeah, it was like the 6 of us. Yeah, the 6 of us, and like those was my dogs, like, and that was that. But I guess the first time I noticed loneliness is when I was on a cheer team, and I cheered all 4 years in high school, and I don't know, I just always felt like I necessarily didn't fit in, and I guess that might actually be the title of this video. I just never really fit in, and like, as I got older now, I realized that, like, I'm the salt of the world and I'm the light, so I'm not supposed to fit in because I'm made for a reason, like a purpose. I have a purpose in my life. But in the time being, and still now, I struggle like with loneliness and feeling like I just don't fit in. So in high school, of course, like, once again, I was never like lame or anything. Like, everybody knew me, but even with that, I just felt so lonely. On the cheer team, it was a lot of cliques, and I just always felt like I was the odd one out. Like, they will invite me, but it will be like, if we're going out, nobody will ever be like, oh, you forgot to invite Shelby, like, So I guess that was like one of the biggest parts when I first noticed about like being lonely. And then by 10th grade is when I really noticed, like, when friends started really developing and you start getting serious with people, that I just noticed a change. I had so many breakdowns with my mom about why like I don't have a clique. I feel like that was like my biggest thing, feeling like I didn't have a clique, because you know, at the time, well still now, social media is a big thing and everybody's all like, I wish I had a group of girls that get cute, go out. And I never really had that. Like I had it kind of, but like not really at the same time. Like I would switch friends, if that makes sense. Not that I would drop friends, it's just that like sometimes a period in my life I would hang out with this one person, and another period I would hang out with this one person, but it was never like a consecutive group of us where we just like, oh yeah, this is our solid group. Like, excuse me, like to this day, now that I'm in college, I still see people's groups from high school that like are set in stone, if that makes sense. I see it more in guys than girls because, you know, girls are iffy, but it is some girl groups out there that's like, we've been out since, you know, been down since middle school. And y'all, if I cough, it's because I'm getting over a cold, so excuse me. So yeah, so sorry if I say so too much. I'm just trying to keep my thoughts together because I have a tendency to like talk faster than my mind is processing stuff. So I didn't have a clique, and that really affected me because like being on the cheer team, it was like the cheer team, a lot of the girls that were on the cheer team, their boyfriends were on the football team, so they will automatically be clicked up. So it'd be like so and so and so and so, and double dates, and then group things, and blah blah blah. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And I feel like another thing that really set me apart was that me and my best friend, we didn't go to the same school with each other until college. So we, after we left FCA, we, you know, so basically from 5th grade to 10th grade year in college, we didn't go to school together. So of course I love my best friend and we still work together, but she created her own clique of people that were in her high school, which is perfectly fine. I'm all for it. It's just that, you know, the one person that I used to depend on so much is not there. And then I kind of began to fend for myself after 10th grade when I noticed a lot of friendships breaking off and unnecessary drama coming to my life. And it was just a very like rough season for me. I will really say that 10th grade was like probably my hardest year in high school. Like 10th grade, emotionally, physically, it was just terrible. Senior year, I guess, in high school, my clique was still intact for sure, and I was planning to go to Kent State University by the end of senior year, and I'm gonna do a whole video on why I left Kent State University. But I'm the type of person, I've noticed, if we're just going to be vulnerable, because this is my platform and I want to be able to express that to you guys, I'm the person that I've noticed now as being a very self-aware person, that I do, in a sense, run from my problems, and I'm learning to not run from my problems. So for instance, like the city I live in was very, well, the Metro Detroit area was very compact. Like everybody knows everybody pretty much. Like you don't gotta be the most popular person, but like people know of you or heard of you or whatever. And I was just so ready to have a new start, even though I didn't really have a bad middle school or high school experience. But I'm the person, like, I really love new starts because it gives me an opportunity to just start over as a whole. So yeah, I know a lot of people don't like new starts, but like, I don't know, I love them because why not start over? Like, it's never too late to reinvent yourself in a positive way. And not that, like, I'm saying I wasn't I wasn't negative or anything in high school. I don't think I had a rep or anything, but I just wanted a new start basically for college. Not to give all the details for what I'm going to say on my Kent State video, but basically I was so excited to go to a different state. I wanted to go out of state, but just not too far away from home. So Kent State was about 3 hours away. So I was just so excited. New friendships, new boys, boom, boom, boom. And it was horrible. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely horrible. And I don't regret anything, and I hope I don't get emotional in this video because I'm very an emotional person, but I'm just trying to be as vulnerable as possible with you guys because I've been so I've been so stuck in my ways, I guess scared, and I don't want to be scared of showing like my true self and being able to share my story, you know, because even if it touches one person, that's enough for me, you know. So but going to that school was absolutely horrible. Not because I love the school. Once again, I'm gonna make a whole video about it. I absolutely love the school. I just hated the people. So I feel like even though God knew I was going to pick that school and he might have wanted me to stay there, but I'm not trying to get so deep into it, but I don't regret it. I don't regret going there, and I think it was a learning process for me, but going there intensely intensified my loneliness to a level that I've never experienced before. I guess some of the stuff that I'm going to say in this video kind of is just going to connect in the other video, but everybody hated me. Like, I mean literally everybody. You come from a situation where you were so adamant on leaving, so excited, getting your hopes up for a new start, and the same, not even same, but worse problems happened in your new area. You just feel like, well, Jesus, like, what was the point? And I just started feeling so overwhelmed. Like, everybody hated me. My whole group that I started with literally dropped off in a matter of a month. Still to this day, I've only have one solid real friend from that school, and I love her to death. Ariane, I love you, sis. Yeah, she's gonna watch this and be like, oh, my sis. But anyways, yeah, so it was just really hard. So like, just dealing with loneliness pushed me even closer to God, though. That's why I said it was so necessary, because I feel like God really does use college as a isolation period in order for you to be desperate enough to run to him. So, and that's exactly what I did, because at this point I was desperate. In high school, you know, you have so many distractions, way more than people think college you have a lot of distractions, but you really have a lot of time on your hands. Like after class, if you're not doing nothing, which I wasn't really involved in anything other than Bible study my freshman year because it was a lot to get accustomed to, I just ran to him like wholeheartedly, because y'all, when I tell you the devil was attacking me at this school, y'all, it was just so emotionally overbearing that I just couldn't take it. I was calling my mom every other day, just bawling my eyes out. And you know, I really try to listen to other people when they're going through things like this, because sometimes I just really just needed a hug that day. And like, God just became my peace of mind then. But fast forward to like basically today. So I left Kent State, which is going to be like the detailed reason why in another video. But right now I'm at Western and I'm in the same place. It's just so frustrating sometimes, because you don't understand like why God is keep separating you from other people. Well, I know why. Like, I know God has me just waiting for me to basically do what I need to do in order to get it right, like, you know. But it's just frustrating, the process. Like, sometimes you just wish how you can see forward in your future to see where you are, just to help you start where you are now. And that's why I'm so pressed on doing this video, because I feel like YouTube is like it's like almost like my diary. Like, I feel like we are really lacking the vulnerable parts of YouTube nowadays. And I feel like a lot of people with their mental health and everything, they really struggle with it, and they don't even have anybody to relate to. So I'm here, I'm real in the flesh, you know. So So basically, I'm in the same place. Not that people hate me or anything, but the loneliness still is here. So I don't know, guys. Sometimes it's like I don't want to say always feel empty, but I feel like I definitely have a void that only God can fill. Because I've never been like the girl who, you know, because as we were growing up, I've never been the girl who was pressed to have a boyfriend or pressed to have a nigga or something like that. It was just always like, I want friends, you know. But I was never in a mess, like, you know, too much drama. Maybe like 9th, 10th grade was like the only time when I really had like drama. But other than that, it's just like I've been wanting true, genuine friends, and God will send you some, because he has sent me some great friends, godly friends. But you know, it's still something I deal with, and mentally it's like when I do go out, I usually go alone, and that's because I've gotten so content with doing things alone. Like I said, I think around 10th or 11th grade was when I really started basically embracing my loneliness and, you know, finding things I really love. So I think 10th grade was like the first time I went to the movies by myself. Started going out to eat by myself, and my mom really didn't like it a lot. My dad for sure didn't like it in this world, but you know, it's like I'm the person, I don't want to wait for other people if I want to do something. I'm not necessarily a homebody, but I feel like being like, you know, not having consistent friends or a group of friends at the time, I felt like, well, I have no other choice but to be inside, you know. And it's just really hurtful because like I noticed, like, I've tried multiple groups, and I feel like God has made me to be adaptable. Like, that's really just my personality. I adapt to other people's groups, but I never fully fit in, which is so hurtful. I'm not trying to cry. It's just really hurtful because some people really don't understand, like, you know, when I talk to people, because I cry just because I'm just an emotional person. But when I talk to people who do have those solid groups, like, they always say I understand, and it's like, you really don't understand, you know. You don't know how it feels to always be on the outside of people's groups. Like, you don't know how it feels to be on social media and seeing pictures of spring breaks with the girls, or turning up at like people's houses, or just dummies out to eat with the girls. Like, you don't know how that feels to be on the outside, and like, it's never the same. Because I've always had like certain friends that's like, Shelby, still come out, but it's nowhere near the same. About a year ago, I think my freshman year, because I'm going to be a junior in the fall, did I become just content with it. Because as you're growing up, that's something, it's very hard to do, you know. And that's why I just had to press into God, because I just was feeling like, why do I feel like this? Like, I really started feeling like this was the only time my mental health started to mess with me. I remember this one day, I was at the bus stop. It was this past sophomore year, and it was cold outside. I had not a super late class, but in the winter, you know, it gets pretty dark. And I was taking the bus back to my apartment, and I was sitting at the bus stop, and I saw, oh, my boo just texted me. I saw a missing sign, like a missing person sign, and I just put on Snapchat, like, I can literally go missing and no one will ever know. And I realized that I had to like have a mental check about my loneliness and really go to God about it, because like, I really started thinking about how if I wasn't here, that no one would care, because I feel like no one was accountable for me. Of course, my parents and everything, and my sister, but a lot of times I would wake up, I would not have any texts from anybody. I would not have any notifications. No one would talk to me. And, you know, people never would have thought that would have been me, because once again, from the outside in, I just look like a pretty girl who has it all together, and I'm popular and I got followers and da da da, but you never really know what someone's going through. And once again, I don't say this as pity or anything. I'm just sharing my story currently, that I would never want to call myself a loner, but I have been separated for the majority of my life. So it has made me such an independent woman that, like, it's hard for me to even accept it some days, you know. But I want to know if you guys, like, ever feel this way sometimes, you know. And yeah, I really want to know it, because I feel like sometimes I'm the only person like this. Like, you know, people tweet about, I wish I had a group of friends, but like, until you genuinely hear someone saying it flesh and blood, like, I've dealt with loneliness and I hate this feeling. Like, I've cried myself to sleep. I've literally done it all, and it's just a hard feeling to shake. And that's why I try not to get emotional about it, but I still thank God for it, because I know whatever reason I have been isolated from, He's protecting me. Because I started to realize as I got older, because I am a Christian and I like carry myself differently, I just don't smoke, like, you know, I don't drink like that. So going to parties have basically become not enticing to me at all, you know. So it's kind of like it ended up working out, but in a way it's just, you know, hard. So I want you guys to like comment down below if you guys have ever like felt like that or been dealing with anything like that. It feels good to just get it off my chest, because I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of people that might see me from the outside and not really know what's going on in the inside, and I really want YouTube to be just my place where I can just talk and, you know, help somebody or just to vent. I don't know. But with that, I don't know. Sometimes I just wish God didn't have that, you know, for me. Even though I know it's best for me, but it's hard. Like, no one really understands real loneliness, like being in a room and still feeling like no one cares. I've been to parties by myself, I've been to the movies by myself, I've been out to eat by myself, and then I've been with people, and a lot of times when I'm with those people I feel more lonely than I do by myself. So then I just cognitively start thinking like, they don't even want me here, like, you know. And it becomes this whole thing in my mind where you're not wanted, and I'm just like, you know what, Jesus, I can't have these thoughts, you know. Yeah, I just hope you guys got something out of it, and this is kind of just my story about it. And yeah, so yeah guys, comment down below if you guys have ever felt with loneliness, or just your experience if you want to talk about it. This is a non-judgmental zone, of course. Yeah, so I hope you guys just got a little bit of feel of me. I don't kind of want to do like get to know me tags. I want to kind of just show myself slowly but surely through my videos. So hopefully this showed a side of me that you guys never seen before. And it's kind of gonna be awkward because I know some people that actually know me or know of me, associates, are gonna be like, look at this video, she's da 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 da, or she's doing this because whatever. But I promise you guys, I would not lie about this, because if I have friends, y'all would see me like, hey, like, I do have friends. Let me rephrase that. I do have friends. I have good friends, but just because you have those now doesn't mean I still struggle with loneliness, you know. And that's why God is my rock and God is my peace of mind. That's the only thing I could say. So I hope y'all enjoy this video. I love you guys, and keep me accountable on keeping up my videos, because that's what I'm trying to do. So I will talk to y'all later. God bless. See you guys later. Bye.